So I've noticed recently that one of the most common questions I see both in YouTube comments and live stream chats is which gun is better, the 300 or the 338? And that's a really good question. They're very comparable guns. One's a DLC weapon, one's a base game weapon, and today I thought I'd give my opinion on both of them. And I thought we'd go over the statistics of the guns themselves first because I think it's important to see just how close they are, other than in a few areas. So we have the 338 with 10 accuracy, 100 recoil, 81 reload speed, 29 hip shot, and the single shot magazine size versus the 300 with 80 accuracy, 90 recoil, 49 reload speed, 35 hip shot, and the 4-round magazine. Now, you see the huge difference there in accuracy with the 338 only being 10 and the 300 being 80. That actually makes a really big difference to long-range shots, but under, I would say, like 200 meters, it's really not that big a deal. And I have the recoil on the 338 grayed out because it's a single action, so you're not getting a quick follow-up shot anyway, so that part doesn't really matter. Now, as far as the actual ammo of the guns go, I think this is more important than the gun statistics, really. We have the polymer tips for the 338 being 45 penetration and 16 expansion, whereas the 300 only has 42 penetration and 14 expansion, and the same case really for the soft points. The 338 slightly better at 22 penetration and 68 expansion versus the 21 penetration and 60 expansion of the 300. So you can see how close they are. It's really small differences, and just to kind of demonstrate what the differences are, I thought I would go for a bit of a test with the two, shooting moose at different ranges, because we could see the difference in quick kill and actually determine which gun is better, because it's not just the ammo stats. There is something about the guns themselves. It's not like a statistic you can see anywhere, but we could actually see that if we just look at the 243 versus the Mosin ammo quickly. Now, I'm not going to get too much into the stats between the two guns, but anybody that's used the Mosin and the 243 can probably tell you really quickly that the Mosin is way more powerful. But if we actually compare the ammo stats, the 243 soft point bullets has 15 penetration and 17 expansion, and looking at the 7.62 for the Mosin, same exact stats, 15 penetration and 17 expansion. So basically my point is there's more to it than just the ammo stats. There's actually something to do with the guns themselves that I guess is like a hidden thing somewhere. But all of that said, let's actually look at the test I did, because I took both guns to the Yukon and started trying to get as close to the same shot as I could on moose with both guns. And I used soft point bullets because I find them to be a little more effective long range on moose, and that's what I wanted to go for. I wanted to try different ranges and see which gun was more effective at all the different ranges I tested. But we have to start off with 100 meters just to establish a baseline, and I aimed for that same shoulder crease on every shot that I took, just to try to keep it as consistent as possible, because all of these shots are going to be single lung with those soft point bullets, and I didn't want to have any extra organs or anything like that hit. And unsurprisingly, at 100 meters, both the 300 and the 338 were more than capable of getting the full quick kill on the moose, so we're moving out to 200 meters. Now, you'll probably notice as we go through this that I'm only shooting cow moose for this test, and the reason is, in the past when I was testing other weapons for quick kill, I noticed generally that the males seem to be a little tougher. They seem to get a little lower quick kill when it's really close. So I thought just to keep the test as consistent as possible, we'd only shoot cow moose. But once again at 200 meters, both the 300 and the 338 are taking down the moose with full quick kill, and I actually didn't think that would be the case. I thought at 200 one of the guns would actually drop just a little bit, but I was impressed to see that. So we move out to 300 meters, but by now you can definitely tell both are very capable guns for big game in the Hunter Call of the Wild. Like, you're definitely not going to make a bad choice regardless of which weapon you choose, but going out to 300 meters is where we see the first real difference, and trying to actually get the range was difficult because the rangefinder kind of goes through the bodies of the animals, but we got it worked out, and we got two 300 meter shots in there, one with the 300 and one with the 338. And to my surprise, the 300 actually got full quick kill, which I really did not expect. But I did notice the shot was just a tick under 300 meters, which could have actually made a big difference. So I decided I was going to throw that shot out regardless, but then I claimed the moose shot with the 338, and that only got 87%, which is a huge difference. And that shot was over 300, so I still wanted to do more testing, but I was actually really surprised. I did think the 338 would actually perform better. So I took a few more shots, and I just wanted to make sure I had at least two for each gun being over 300 meters and getting the single lung hit. And to my surprise, if anything, the 300 actually did do just a little better, but you can see by the different quick kills, they're really close. So what does that leave us with? We know the 300 is going to be more effective for things that can take multiple rounds and get full integrity, such as charging Cape Buffalo, and when you only need a few lung hits, it can actually be really effective to have that increased magazine size, and it is really useful just being able to take those shots. But that said, is it really worth the 75,000 in-game cash to get it when the 338 does almost just as good on everything else? My answer is yes, and really it's for two major reasons. Number one is that the 300 is actually a full unit lighter in your inventory, which in my mind makes a huge difference. The way the game works with quick kill and trying to make sure you get full quick kill and integrity on your diamonds, I think it's really important to be able to carry as many weapons as possible that are going to be useful for the map you're on, and saving that bit of inventory space can actually allow you to carry that extra gun in some cases. So that's one of the big reasons. And the second one really comes down to this situation right here. I had this level 9 Buffalo, the wind was bad, and I was fairly confident that I could make a heart shot as he was just kind of standing there broadside. And I missed it, but because of the 300 having the extra magazine size and the quick follow-up shot I was able to take, I maybe got a little bit lucky, but I was able to get him and get the full score of the diamond out of him. Now, I was aware when I took the shot, if I missed the heart and I got a lung, I still would have a chance. I would need a quick double lung shot in there to get the full quick kill, but I got even luckier and actually caught the spinal cord on my follow-up. But it's for situations like this that I carried the 300. You never know when something is going to go wrong, and on some of these species where you can take multiple shots, it is just invaluable to have that ability. So really when I made this video, I had two goals in mind. Number one was to try to make it clear that both the 338 and the 300 are very capable guns, and you don't have to buy the Yukon Valley DLC and get that 300 to be able to take down big game in The Hunter Call of the Wild. But I do know that I owe my biggest diamond water buffalo to date to having the 300 on me when I went to take that shot. There's just no way I was getting a follow-up in there quickly enough with the 338 to be able to bring him down and get the full quick kill. So in my mind, the 300 is the way to go, and I'll say that again in case you're not sure what I was talking about. The 300 is actually a part of the Yukon Valley DLC, which is a map. The gun actually comes with it, and you can get it for 75,000 in-game cash after that. So just in case you were missing that, that is actually where you get the gun, and in my mind, it's worth it. Number one, Yukon Valley is a really cool map. Number two, that gun can make a massive difference as it did today for this Diamond Buffalo, but that's my opinion. I'm curious to know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.